Now flags will come in. I think this one's going to be on the defense for jumping. And he got a little aggressive too early.
And he did, wanting that quick takeoff as the ball was snapped. But I think sometimes those big guys on offense, they're pretty cagey too, right? They make those little sudden moves or those little subtle moves that get you to jump.
Following the penalty, it's Geis. And he works his way forward for about 4 up to the midfield stripe.
I call that play a success. A nice inside run sets up a very manageable second down. A very solid gain on that play.
Geis with a carry on second down. And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair. It'll be a loss of a yard, and just like that, it's third down. From the gun, here's Smith. Caught on the right side, Reed. And he is tackled inside the 40, not quite to the 35. Smith finding his big tight end Reed for a Redskins first.
His position, and he's listed as a tight end, but he certainly doesn't run like one, and that's what we're seeing more and more coming into the league. Those guys who can run, make plays after the catch, and gain that additional yardage.
And using that speed there to turn it into a pretty nice little gain. And he's going to fight his way forward here for a modest gain. He'll get a nice chunk there on the first down run, and it's 2nd and 4. 2 minutes to play in a tightly contested first half. Back to FedEx Field following this short break.
Hey, on.
They'll hand it down to Geis. And he'll take this inside the 30 to about the 29, maybe the 28-yard line. The tackle goes to Harrison Smith.
Typically, we think it's the strong safeties that are better tacklers, especially closer to the line of scrimmage amidst traffic. But in this case, how about the free safety coming up and making the big-time play?
And this is going to be incomplete.
I'm not sure we could spot any tendency here on this third down. They could have run it or passed it. Either one was available. They chose to try and get it through the air, but they were unsuccessful.
And that is no good. And this game will remain tied here in quarter number 2. So plenty of leg, but it's the accuracy there that lets him down.
Yeah, he hit it really well. I think this might have been good from 55. But you'll see it just conk off that upright. And they're denied a chance at 3 points.
Here's Cook as they begin on the ground. Oh, that's just not fair. And now room to run. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. The drive starting play, a good one. Give him 19.
Okay, we got 4. Let's go, fellas. We got 4 down. Let's go. All right, now here we go, oh.
On 1st and 10, Cousins. And this one's incomplete. Dalvin Cook is running back the intended target. And that'll bring up 2nd down.
It's been my observation there's been a nice variety of play calling defensively. You and I often talk about an offense's ability to keep a defense off balance with what they're doing. I think the converse has been true in this game.
Yeah, I think you're right. They seem to have gone off tendency quite a bit, but only the second quarter, a lot of time to change things. Toward the sideline, and look at that catch. Dragging the toes, and that's going to be a first down. Well done. A first down from Minnesota. Cousins finding Thielen. From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. Cousins on 1st down. Finding his safety valve here. That's complete. And he gets it down to the 32. And before this 2nd down play, we'll get a whistle, a signal, and a timeout, as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the first half. That first down completion only netted him 3. 2nd and 7. Cousins again. Caught on the right side by Treadwell. And he'll work it inside the 30 to the 29-yard line. That throw good for only a couple. It brings up 3rd down. Again, it's Cousins. Over the middle, complete. That's Morgan. And down inside the 15, shy of the 10. And now before this first down play, we're going to get a timeout here, as they'll stop it with 17 seconds to go in this first half of action. First red zone chance now for the Vikings. They've got a 1st and 10 at the 11th. Here's Cousins. And he's going to be taken down, sacked back around the 18-yard line. Now hold everything here. We're going to get a timeout by the offense, as they'll stop the clock with 12 seconds to go in this first half. Sacks, a growing theme in this first half. This is 2nd and long. From the shotgun, it's Cousins. Incomplete, and we're down to 8 seconds now. It was DJ Swearinger right there on the coverage. Ninth play of the drive now on 3rd and a country mile.
Yellow, 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 yellow.
Working out of the gun, Cousins. And that'll be caught by Diggs for a Minnesota touchdown. Stephon Diggs in the final seconds of the first half. And the Vikings are able to strike for 6. Extra point up and good by Bailey. And that makes the score 14-7. Bailey now to kick this one away. That's fielded in the end zone. And the decision to bring it out, a good one, as he's up a yard or two shy of the 30. Now the Redskins offense, they get set to go back to work here. And from this spot in the field with the clock where it's at, you think we're just going to see a knee and that's it?
And I think in this situation, that's the proper play. But we do know there's some risk takers out there that may want to take one more shot before the clock runs out.
They'll only get a couple up to about the 30. So we hit halftime with our visitors, the Vikings, taking the lead to the locker room. As we'll send you down the coast now to Orlando, that's where we find Jonathan Coachman, ready with our EA Sports halftime report. Coach, this will be taken to the back of the end zone. And a pretty good return here. He'll be stopped just shy of the 25 at the 24-yard line. Out come the Vikings. They'll have it first on offense as we begin the third. They have the lead. Now they'll be looking for some separation here as we begin the third quarter.
I like the way you term that, because now I think they go a little bit deeper into their playbook. They like what they did in the first half. That worked okay. But in order to get the separation that you just talked about, change things up a little bit. Change your tendencies. Try and hit them a little bit more with some things they didn't see in the first half.
We'll see if they do just that. On second down, Cook. And he'll get it up near the 35, right at the 34 here. 2 yards on the pickup there, but it's enough to give him a new set of downs.
Tough first half for him, unable to put up the numbers he's used to producing. But with a guy like him, you and I both know it just takes a couple of explosive touches for him to make an impact on this game and on the stat sheet as well.
Again, this is Cook, and nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. Bringing him down there, Jonathan Allen. And as a defensive end, getting off the ball quickly, swarming to the football, making a tackle. That's what we saw right there.
Yeah, and that's what their job is. And really, a lot of the time, they have to throttle back a little bit in the run game because you know those defensive ends, they're like in a sprinter stance. They're just headed straight for the quarterback. That was good recognition on that play to hold them to no gain.
They'll try to throw now. Cousins. He's going to flip one out here to his running back. The ball comes out into the Redskins. Have it, they do. often on fumbles, you look at the guy who coughed it up and say, geez, what did he do? But, hey, let's tip the cap to the defense here.
Not a problem at all, my man. I'm not even going to tip it. I'm going to doff my cap to him. Congratulations. Big-time play. Knocking it free and creating something. Good for your team.
Following the fumble recovery, Smith. And now the ball's loose. Smith loses it. And this belongs to the Vikings.
With no running backs in the backfield to help pass protect, all the receivers in their patterns, these are going to be hot routes. If they sense a blitz or pressure on the quarterback, they've got to be prepared to break routes off early and get the football. In this case, never even had a chance. They popped the ball free in the backfield.
Trying to fire up that running game with Dalvin Cook. And down inside the 40 to about the 38. Just what you want on a first down run. Call it 8 yards. And it's 2nd and 2. They run it again with Cook. And this time not quite to the 30. It'll be down at the 31-yard line. 7 yards there, good enough to move the sticks.
They're trying to show that they can run the ball and protect this lead. Give it to the backs, play a little bit of keep away, don't you think?
And that's probably a good philosophy at this point, going to make that defense stand up and stop them. Handoff comes to Cook. And he stopped immediately there. Call it no gain on the play, and it'll be 2nd down.
Doubling this guy has to be a priority before moving up to the next level because the big fella, he just ate that one alive, just stuffed it. In fact, before the game, he was talking to us, and he's like, hey, these pants make me look fat? And we said, nah, man, you're just a whole lot of guy.
He is at well over 300 pounds. He's a big man.
We're good.
2nd down, Cousins. Throwing for his running back, and he's got him complete. He's going to go out of bounds, but he takes this one down just shy of the 20. So a decent gain, but all for naught on the penalty.
It's too bad, isn't it? They were feeling pretty good about it. The only people celebrating, the guys who just gave up that play.
Temporarily out of field goal range now as they come up on a 2nd and long after the holding call. Now Cousins. He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked off by the former first-rounder Jimmy Ward. The 20, 10, 5, and he will score. Touchdown, Washington.
Now, that was a beautiful play. A pick six. How would you punctuate something like that, partner?
What do you mean, with an exclamation mark?
Exclamation mark, a big word. What would you do with the ampersand? I like it.
Extra point put through by Boswell. And we are tied at 14. Nothing separating these two teams on the scoreboard as the kick's away here. This is fielded at the goal line. And he'll get it up to about the 26-yard line just across the 25. Now the Vikings offense gets set to take over here. And following the pick six, and they had decent field position in throwing that pick six. We'll see how they attack this drive.
And I think all you say to your guy is, listen, let's just take care of the football a little bit better. Make some better decisions on this drive, and they'll probably help him a little bit with maybe some really high percentage throws early to let him get settled back in.
And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked off by the linebacker, Manti Te'o. And his guys are going to take over at the 31-yard line.
Well, I think it's safe to say that the third quarter's not been a whole lot of fun for him. A couple of interceptions thrown. He seems to be a different man here in the second half.
After the interception, here's Smith. He couldn't quite hold it. Got hit. Ball pops out. Incomplete.
Even without a ton of pressure in his face, it just shows how difficult it is to pick apart his own defense. Those guys are sitting back, and they're not playing receivers as much as they're playing the eyes of the quarterback when he delivers the ball.
And he'll lose yardage. Brought down at the 32. It's a loss of 2, now 3rd down.
Sometimes with the running game, you've just got to stick with it. Look, it's the 3rd quarter, no time to panic. But that also doesn't mean you just do it the same way you've been doing it the entire ball game. Maybe change up some blocking assignments or run a few different plays, but stay with the overall essence of the run. Game.
Now the offense going to use the first of their timeout. That'll leave them with 2 remaining. We'll be back after this. Now on comes the Washington field goal unit. This is a 49-yard attempt, right hash. And this will not have the distance to get there. Short, no good, just under the crossbar, and we will remain tied here in this 3rd quarter.
Well, this winds up an empty possession. Everything looked okay. He just never got the ball on target. And knowing him, he'll be disappointed with that effort.
Cousins and the Vikings with a 1st and 10 at the 39-yard line. They start the drive with Cook. And he'll lose yardage on the play back at the 37-yard line. That's going to go as a loss of 2, and it'll be 2nd down.
So statistically, both of these offenses having a rough time getting a running game going. But, boy, what a nice play there defensively.
Tackling him behind the line, but you're right. You look at the numbers. Neither side looks on track in the ground game. Cousins now. He's going to float this one deep right side. And this is, oh my goodness, he pulled it in one-handed. And he will score. Touchdown, Vikings. Stephon Diggs, his 3rd touchdown of the game, his 8th on the year. And the Vikings are going to take the lead. Bailey now to kick this one away. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. Now a hit and a loose football. So a teammate picking him up there, that was nearly disaster.
And the way that you coach these things, you want to make sure you have eyes towards the return guy because you want to make sure that the catch is secured. A lot of teams do that. They have at least one guy. Okay, you're responsible for making sure he secures the catch. He's not always the one that makes the recovery. But he can always sound out the alarm. Hey, ball's on the ground. We've got to get it back.
Meanwhile, they take a shot to start the drive, but this is going to wind up incomplete.
This defense is continuing to contest every deep ball that is thrown downfield. And, look, it doesn't matter whether you're playing man or zone. Eventually, that becomes man-on-man, and you've got to trust yourself and go up at that moment of truth and make a play on the football.
And now the ball's loose. Smith loses it. And they will set up shop with outstanding field position in the red zone at the 17-yard line. The pocket collapsed around him. I know we talk about it a lot, but a QB has to have that sixth sense, doesn't it?
He really does, and I know of one team at one point was training their quarterback with that time frame, and anytime he didn't get rid of the ball within the...
And he will score. Touchdown, Vikings. A great effort there. His 14th touchdown now on the year. And the Vikings capitalize on the short field as they take it in for 6. Bailey now to kick this one away. That'll be taken in the end zone. And he'll get across the 20 before he's brought down at about the 23-yard line. A look at Washington as they come onto the field. And the turnover last time, that's sort of been symptomatic of their struggles here in this one.
Big word. I like it, though, because you're exactly
you
right.
Like that, don't you?
All game long, they've struggled moving the ball, turning it over on the last possession. So it's symptomatic.
Yeah.
I like that.
Your analysis, symptomatic of the success of this broadcast.
What I like is that you gave me the word, and I just kept using it.
Four yards on that last completion, so that sets up 2nd and 6. Out of the gun, Smith. And the hit jarring it loose. It's incomplete.
Anytime a defense can sit back in a zone like that, it tends to create a lot of congestion in the middle of the field. Makes it very hard to slot one in.
Looked like I-4 at rush hour in your hometown of Orlando, Florida. An absolute mess. Now Smith, and he comes back with one complete. And he's able to get the first before he's taken down at the 36. That's good for a Redskin first down. Richardson on the reception from Smith. Smith now 6 for 6 since coming back out of the locker room. It's 1st and 10. Now a first down throw. It's Smith. Going for the deep ball. And a scary incompletion, almost picked off. It would have been their first INT of the game. Instead, 2nd down. They'll try again from the 36 on 2nd and 10. On 2nd and 10, Smith. The Vikings after him, and they get there for the sack. Everson Griffin in there to drop him for his 5th sack of the year. The Redskins on 3rd down. They've converted just 2 for 6 thus far. This is 3rd and 16. From the gun, Smith flushed out right. He's going to run, but he's got a long way to go. And he'll get it out near the 40 to the 39.
I thought he did a pretty good job there to get back what he could, but let's face it, that sack on 2nd down, talk about throwing a wrench into the works. It certainly did.
Yeah, he did everything he could there trying to pick up some positive yardage, and he did, but not enough. Desperation time for Smith on 4th down. It's brought in by Jackson. And they're well past midfield, just a yard or two shy of the 40. The time to pull out the stops is now, and they convert there on 4th down. Smith now just 8 of 16 thus far, 50%, but it's 1st and 10. Smith operating from the gun. Ellington has it, middle of the field. And the stop here will come at the 38-yard line. That throw good for 4. It's 2nd down. You got the big lead defensively. Willing to give them that underneath stuff, right?
And this is why you work on your tackling. Tackle them after the catch, inbounds, keep the clock running. Just go ahead and bleed the game out that way.
That hold coming from the left side of the line.
Hands got caught in the cookie jar on that one, and the flag came out. Penalty against them.
Now they face a 2nd and long following the holding penalty. Operating from the gun, Smith. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete.
Tell you what, partner, after he ices down, he's going to need a nice long soak in a hot tub after this one. He's been under duress the entire game.
Well, yeah, once again, hit as he throws. Fortunate that one wound up incomplete. The Redskins on 3rd down, lacking much success, just 2 for 7 to this point. This is 3rd and 16. Again, Smith. And that is incomplete.
I wonder, Brandon, I just wonder, you think maybe he was worried about where he was on the field? Was he far enough? Was he close enough to the first down sticks?
Absolutely. He was right there by him, and I think he was thinking first down before he caught that football.
Yeah, got to catch it first, because if you don't catch it, there's no chance of picking up a first down.
The deep ball for Dotson, and no, it's incomplete. The Redskins go for it, but it doesn't pan out. And this defense is going to get the football back near midfield, right at the 48. Cousins and the Vikings with a 1st and 10, just shy of midfield at the 48. They pitch it out to Cook, and he'll be brought down right at midfield after a gain of only a couple. Offensively with the lead, you want to run the ball, keep the clock going, but you also want to still kind of be in attack mode too, right? So how do you do that and not come back on your heels?
Yeah, think about all the practices we've watched where they have that tempo period to go over things just like this, where they describe the scenario, tell you what they're looking for, and make sure that they're still attacking, yet at the same time not going so fast as to leave too much time on the clock.
Again, it's Cook. Cook able to escape. And he's got this to the 30 before being taken down. That burst good for 20 and a first down.
Do my eyes deceive me, or is he getting stronger as this game moves along?
Burst seems just as good here in the 4th as it was way back in the 1st, doesn't it?
I do believe someone put a lot of time in the offseason and continues to condition during the season in order to continue to carry the ball at this rate.
Yeah, give him 4 yards there. It'll be 2nd and 6. And this defense here going to burn their 2nd timeout. But you can also factor in another timeout that they'll get when the clock stops at the 2-minute warning. Cousins now on 2nd down. It's complete to Diggs. This is something you got to be wary of defensively. I mean, just because they're in the mode of trying to burn some clock doesn't mean they won't pass it, and they got good yardage out of that one.
Yeah, and really, when you're looking at it, now they've got a fresh set of downs. Look for 2nd down. If they want to take another shot and try and loosen things up, that'd be the time to do it.
And not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10. The toss to Cook, and they go the wrong way here. Knocked back to the 20. So a loss of 5, and it'll be 2nd down. Time for a break. We're back to finish this one off after this. Second and long, but you got to figure this almost certainly another run. Now a 2nd down throw for Cousins. And that'll be caught by Diggs for a Minnesota touchdown. Stephon Diggs, a 20-yard touchdown. And the Vikings are going to add on to their lead. Bailey got the extra point, and the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. Bailey now to kick this one away. This is fielded a couple yards deep. And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line. A look at Washington as they come onto the field. They're down big here late. I don't know. You just one last drive here for pride?
Some people like to do that. I remember playing for a guy once. We were down huge, and someone said, "Coach, what do you want to call?" He just waved a hand like, "Who cares? Let's get out of here and do something some other time." But some teams like to do something at the end to feel a little bit better as they continue to move forward.
Yeah, probably just want to put this one behind them. Once again, they'll come up on the 26-yard line, 2nd and 10. Back to the air, Smith on 2nd down. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. And both guys were there, but it falls incomplete. Definitely desperation time. This just looks like, hey, throw it down there, hope that your guy can make a play.
You want him to make a play, but if not, maybe you get a pass interference call, and you know in the NFL, that's a spot foul. You get all of that yardage. That would be a big play.
Throwing is Smith. And the third down pass falls incomplete. Well, this secondary has done such a good job of frustrating these receivers tonight. Another example right there on the deep ball.
Sometimes when the sun goes down and it's just the bright lights in the stadium, puts a little extra spring in their step, doesn't it? And that's what we're seeing from the defenders. Doesn't matter if it's man or zone. Deep ball, short ball. That was a deep one there. They're making plays on the football, contesting everything.
No reason not to try it there, and they do indeed convert on fourth. Fourth down, trailing in the fourth quarter. They felt compelled to go for it, and they got it.
Well, I'd look down at my play sheet, and what I would find, plays that have been successful throughout the game that have worked in the distance you need, and that's exactly what they got done.
No, right. Yellow. Minus it on. Right there. 54, right there. 54, Mike. Bring it. Way left.
They go play action here on first down. No chance to get away there for Smith as he goes down. Everson Griffin in there to get him, and that's sack number 6 for him on the year. Pass protection has been a problem all night long as they come up facing second and a bundle. And he fends him off. And the pressure gets to him again. Sheldon Richardson in there to drop him, and sacks on first and second downs are going to lead to a third and long. Need something from deep in the bag of tricks here after first and second down went backwards. It's third and very long. A shotgun snap for Smith. Oh, the pressure too great, and he goes down once more. Everson Griffin, he's the one to get him, and that's sack number 7 for him on the year. Well, Charles, it's great to win at home in the NFL. When you win on the road, it's a little extra special, isn't it?
It is, because, let's face it, in most cases, you're not expected to go on the road and win in the National Football League. It just doesn't usually compute. So to get out there, get that done, and then head back to your city with one in the victory column, oh, that's a fantastic feeling.
So for the Vikings, it's an important win for their playoff hopes as they move to 8-4. And they'll get another road test next week as they head to the Windy City to take on the Bears. Meanwhile, for Washington, it was a win they needed to turn the season around, but instead, they fall to 5-7. And they'll try to get back on track next week as they